Dive in with KD.
Today I will be performing a high skin tight fade. This haircut will be completed using the Oster 76 detachable blade clipper, senior wall adjustable blade clipper, and as T-edger outliner and foil shavers. The detachable blades that will be used will be the 000, number 1, and the 1.5. Starting with the number 1 blade on the Oster detachable blade clipper. I will begin where I want the transition to take place, keeping the blade at an fixed upward angle and allowing the clipper to naturally transition where the blade lies flat against the head and the head naturally curves. Here you can see the angle of the blade. Notice I am not tilting the blade out nor am I tilting the blade inward. Making smooth strokes allowing the blade to transition naturally in the crest area of the head. This style of cutting will also increase your speed. Increasing speed is not about cutting fast, it's about execution and understanding your blades and what they are capable of doing. Mastering this technique also comes with monetary rewards. Getting in more cuts per day is always a plus. Take note of how the blade rides on the scalp on one side and off the scalp on the other, and the teeth of the blade are not digging into the scalp. Here is an up-close view of how the heel of the blade rides against the head as I cut upward into the growth pattern of the hair, not pulling the blade out but allowing it to follow through its path of travel. Using the clipper over comb technique to help fine-tune the transition into the top section of the head. Using the clipper over comb technique to lift the hair up and tilting the comb away from the head allows you to use the hair closest to the scalp as your guide while cutting to remove any bulk or weight lines. I will now change my blade to the 000 blade, and starting at the perimeter using the same technique that I used with the number 1 blade, cutting upward and allowing the blade to transition naturally in the parietal region of the head. The 000 will blend into the previous cut section with the number 1 blade where the heel of the blade makes contact with the scalp and the head naturally curves away from the blade in the parietal region. Take note again how the blade bevels out away from the head on one side and makes full contact with the head on the other side. Be sure not to cut into your previous cut section of the number 1 blade. Doing so will create a weight line and that section will have to be recut to ensure a proper blend. Notice that I started on one side and worked my way around to the other side, making sure that I cut all hair that needed to be cut and cleaned up as I go. This will prevent you from doubling back and forth. Why leave patches of hair that need to be cut just to come back and cut it? Learn to create a smooth workflow that is efficient. These are the little things that helps to increase speed and getting the most out of every blade while using your comb as a guard as you go. Attention to detail is important around the ears, neck area, and temporal area when making the haircut look clean and free from those fine hairs that can be left behind. Using a boar bristle brush, I will brush the loose hair from the scalp to make sure the cut is clean and no patches of hair are left behind. With the 1.5 detachable blade, I will transition the hair with detail in the crest area of the head, looking to lighten up any dark areas so the transition from light to dark appears seamless. The 1.5 detachable blade will be used in the same manner as the number 1 and the 000 blades, pressing the heel against the scalp and allowing the blade to naturally transition off the head. I want to make sure I do not cut too far into the top section of the head. Doing so would change the style of cut to be achieved. Since this is a high skin-tight fade, I will use the outliners to clean up around the perimeter, feathering away from the head with the outliner, being careful to not cut above the area that I stopped at previously with the triple-aught blade. This is preparation before using the foil shavers because the foil shavers will not cut hair that is too long. I will use the senior walls for the finishing touch to remove any dark areas that I see. Using the foil shavers, I want to be sure and use the same feathering technique as I did with the outliners, being careful not to create any hard lines. The foil shaver cuts as close as a straight razor, so going too deep into the hair without feathering off can be detrimental to a seamless transition and will create a hard line within the haircut. Once I am done, I will be sure to clean my canvas, show the client the mirror, clean the neck up of any fine hairs after removing the haircutting cape and apply astringents or lotions to the head.